Hello everyone, Father John Dunn, Parish Priest of St Ignatius and St Heliers and of Mother of Perpetual Help in Glendowie. Today is the 22nd Sunday of the year, but more importantly I suspect it's week 2 of lockdown, level 4. I do hope you're doing okay in your bubble. It's a stressful time for family, living closely together with work, children, studying, and so on. So lots of love and lots of encouragement from the parish. If you are living in a bubble of one or are alone or have difficulties, lots of encouragement. Please ring and ring out. And for all of us, if we can ring one person a day, you never know what good it can do. So let's turn to the readings, and you can find them on the United States Catholic Bishops' Conference website, and they're the same ones as we use in our lectionary at Mass. So today's gospel, the scribes and Pharisees asking Jesus why his disciples don't wash their hands. Sounds normal, but we need to look at the background, the law that Moses is holding out for his people as a sign or expression of the covenant love between God and the people. Originally had these things, I believe, for sanitary reasons. You have to wash your hands. But they grew and they grew into, for some people, the outward sign of true religion. But for the most of poor people, they didn't have water. They didn't have enough to do this kind of thing. And because they didn't, they were considered as sinners and far from God. So Jesus calls out the hypocrisy of these Pharisees and scribes who, as he says, replace true religion with these external rituals. And what he does instead is to say it's from the heart that all these things come. And he makes a nice list of them all. The thing about it, I think, is that what he's saying, it's from our heart that it comes, but our heart needs training in love. And particularly our young people, and particularly in teenage years, we need training in love. But enough for us for the moment just to reflect on the way we use our loving. And maybe there are ways in which we can have a look at this. For example, if we look at the opposites of this list that is given by St. Mark, we'll find that there are all calls for us to change, to grow in love, to train our hearts to love. No matter what our past has been, love is at the very center of our being. It's the unmerited and total and indescribable love of God that gives us our dignity. The Vatican Council tells us that there is a place in each of our hearts where we are alone with God, and there it is called the conscience. And we must, in that sense, experience the call of God to love God, to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. And within that heart is the call to grow. So the laws are good, as Moses tells us. The opposites of the don't do's are much more important. James puts it in true context when he calls out that true religion is to come to the help of the poor. And that in our times when we see Afghanistan and Haiti and the poor in our own country, that might well be the end point of our reflection. But for now, I think what we need to do is two things. One is to check out on our level of hypocrisy, particularly in relation to what we tell our children. The church these days is rightly charged with much hypocrisy, and it's a call for the whole church to convert. But equally, it's for us. So let us all, me included, examine our practices so that we can see that we practice what we preach and that what we practice comes from a heart filled with love, God's love, and handing it on. The second thing we can think about is how we train our hearts. Hearts need to be trained so that they can love well and love best. the moral choices of our world lie deep within that heart, but not just that heart, our hearts. May the love of God fill your day today and hold you always there, and may you hold and treasure the presence of your God and the guiding Holy Spirit deep in your heart.